Representative of the United States for her statement, and I now give the floor to the representative of the Russian Federation.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, first and foremost, I cannot fail to express my regret regarding the ongoing practice of the Council using the VTC format to discuss matters pertaining to the maintenance of international peace and security. We're all aware that just yesterday, the General Assembly took another step forward in opening up more. The General Assembly Hall hosted a debate on the Middle East with delegations from abroad in attendance. The city of New York opened up further just a few days ago. And in July, it's going to open up fully. The Council, however, continues to stubbornly ignore these trends as if it's continuing to hide from the international community. We would urge the President of the Security Council to take extensive steps to resume our work in the Security Council chamber, which meets all necessary safety requirements and criteria. Mr. President, we would like to thank Jan Kubiš for his report on the situation in Libya. We welcome to today's meeting the PR of Libya, Ambassador Sodni. We are grateful to the chair of the Security Council 1970 Sanctions Committee, Ambassador Tirimurti, for his report on the work of this council subsidiary body. In this regard, we'd like to express our concern regarding the illicit spread of weapons in Libya. This is destabilizing the security situation, not only in the country itself, but also in the Sahara-Sahel region. We would also like to underscore the importance of preserving Libyan forests and assets in the context of a desire to get rich through resources belonging to the Libyans. We also note that all matters pertaining to control of the oil infrastructure and to export operations should be resolved by the Libyans themselves. Mr. President, we are cautiously optimistic about the prospects for the situation in Libya. On the political track of the Libyan peace process, significant progress has been made. New transition period authorities have been set up, the Presidential Council and the Government of National Unity. In essence, they've managed to take over the functions of the former Western Libyan administration and the interim government, which was based in the east of the country. This has been a significant step towards overcoming the protracted crisis, and this based on the constructive compromise that was reached between the opposing parties. We hope that the Presidential Council and the Government of National Unity will, in a short period of time, be able to establish a governing structure, set up unifying state structures and financial and economic institutions, and also set up the armed forces. If these issues are properly addressed, the conditions will thus be in place to conduct a referendum on the Constitution and also to hold general elections scheduled for the 24th of December this year. Nonetheless, it will not be easy to achieve these aims. We cannot rule out that the large amount of political and socio-economic problems in the country might lead to the transitional period being drawn out. The most important challenge facing the Libyans is to heal the wounds of broken trust caused by the years-long conflict. This conflict was primarily stoked from outside in 2011. I would remind colleagues of that terrible time for which the Libyans are still paying the price. We would urge colleagues henceforth to refrain from intervening in the domestic affairs of independent states, including Libya. Russia helped facilitate the ceasefire regime in Libya. Russia was one of the first countries to welcome the establishment of the transitional authorities. In a special statement from our foreign ministry, we will continue to keep our policy of supporting close contacts with the leading political forces from Libya's different regions. The progress in the political process will only be successful if it is truly inclusive. Given this, the role of figures from the former regime and from the east of the country is extremely important. They must not be left out of the post-conflict state-building process. By the same token, we are convinced that the political settlement in Libya should not be an arena for international competition. Furthermore, we deem it important to take into account the opinion and interests of Libya's direct neighbours. They are directly feeling the impact of the ongoing crisis, and they could play a constructive and useful role in fostering a peaceful settlement. Mr. President, on the 16th of April this year, the UN Security Council unanimously adopted Resolution 2570, which in response to the relevant request from the Libyan parties, expanded the mandate of the UN assistance mission in Libya. We believe it is necessary for UN personnel to strictly comply with the mandate to monitor the ceasefire. All parameters for such monitoring should be acceptable to and agreed upon by the Libyans. Thank you.
I thank the representative of the Russian Federation for his statement. I now give the floor to the representative of Kenya.